Okay, Taterheads, welcome back to Tater Thoughts, your daily dose of common sense, served hot and unfiltered.
You're watching Tater Thoughts, the no BS take on current events.
Let me kick things off with a question, but before I do, take a millisecond, hit that like button. If you like this type of content, a lot of times it gets filtered out by biased algorithms from big tech. I'm not accusing this company of doing it, but I've heard about it. So if you could just take a chance, let's beat the algorithms, hit the like button, subscribe, share this video if you like this kind of common sense commentary on all things, either news or current events. All right. So let's get back to the question. What's worse, in my opinion, than plant-based beef? You know, the Impossible Burger, that nasty thing. I think Burger King did it with the Impossible Whopper. That kind of food that's beloved by Septum Pierce, short bang, purple hair woman that love to eat this nastiness and then push it on all of us. Or the beta boy soy latte drinking fool that sits in Starbucks all day, collecting mommy and daddy's money, going to an Ivy League school. Anyways, yeah, I'm talking about that burger. Okay. Now, look, I know that not every vegan is a liberal. Okay. But let's be honest, when you do think of vegans, you're probably not thinking about your uncle from Kansas or your dad or brother in a tree stand hunting deer in northern Michigan, right? No, it's usually a rich white liberal in New York City, Hollywood, Seattle, Portland, Denver, you name it, one of those cities, right? Meanwhile, your gym going meatheads, guys with actual testosterone, are out here crushing like all meat keto diets, which were unfairly demonized, by the way, with the food pyramid. The government tried to push down on us as like meat was some health threat, right? But as usual, big government got it wrong, exactly backwards. But the elite left, and they took another hard left turn off that food pyramid, swearing off not just meat, but also anything that ever came out of an animal. Dairy, gone. Eggs, forbidden. Honey comes out of a bee's ass, unethical. Now, let's pause here. These same vegans, they're against animal milk, yet many of them were breastfed until age 6 by their progressive mothers who brag about extended bonding. And that's fine. Freedom of choice, parental rights. I mean, they're all about parental rights unless they want to force their ideology in the elementary schools, but I digress there. So now it's, wrong to drink cow milk, but perfectly natural to nurse your little child until they can tie their own shoes, right? Now, I'm not anti-breastfeeding. I think it's very important. Breastfeeding is nature. I think it shouldn't be vilified in any way to a point. I mean, don't get me wrong. I fully support it. But if your kid's walking into kindergarten and asking to suckle before nap time, maybe it might be time to reevaluate, or maybe pump and bottle feed if you must. But let's agree. Maybe just cut it off by 3rd grade, okay? Anyways, back to fake meat. If vegans are so anti-meat, then why do they spend so much time trying to recreate the taste of meat? That makes sense? You don't see keto folks out here saying, man, I really miss the taste of tomatoes. Can we make a steak that mimics the corn on the cob? No, it's always the other way around. Of course not. Because when you're committed to something, you own it. But with these lefty food experiments, it's all about trying to fool themselves into thinking fungus is a filet mignon. Now, let's get into plant-based seafood. If you thought the Impossible Burger wasn't bad enough, get ready for it. They're now rolling out plant-based seafood. That's right, fish made from vegetables, which is absolutely gross. And look, full disclosure, I don't even like seafood. Never have, never will. I don't like the smell of it. This is despite growing up surrounded by Great Lakes in Michigan or living on the West and East Coast near the ocean. Think Maryland crabs. I lived in Maryland for a while in the DC area, the swamp. South Carolina. I'm in Myrtle Beach now. Probably shouldn't put that out there, but I'm in Myrtle Beach, and guess what? There's seafood buffets everywhere. Can't even stand the smell of it. I know people say, oh, here, try crab legs. Tastes just like chicken. And even if that were true, the fact that I got to go through all that work to get little slivers of chicken out, I'm like, no thanks. Just give me the chicken tenders. No work, pure chicken. Keep my dignity. It's too much work to get chicken out of a crab leg, okay? And when I did try it, I guess it might taste a little bit like chicken, but no, it still tastes like seafood. But let's talk facts. This month's seen some big headlines in the fake fish department, okay? So now they're taking vegetables and fungus and making fish out of it. Stakeholder Foods, a food tech company led lab coat lunatics, right? Now think about that. A food tech company just launched plant-based fish in Israel. White fish kebabs and salmon patties now on shelves under the brand Green Futures, which sounds more like a lawn care service than a food company, right? Their partner, Bondor Foods, they're helping to manufacture these fish imposters. So now vegans can pretend to grow salmon without all the messy nature stuff involved, like catching the fish, processing the fish, right? You know, all the fun parts. That's really gross. Worms, too. Then there's Aussie, which is bringing its plant-based salmon to U.S. restaurants. They teamed up with Veggie Grill and Next Level Burger, both of which are chains that proudly serve meals that taste like shit. But it gets even better, or worse, depending on how much you enjoy real food. Cisco, everybody's heard of Cisco. If you've ever seen their trucks, they're one of the largest food distributors in the country, primarily to restaurants, right? They have now partnered with Aussie to spread this salmon substitute across the land. Can't wait to see it. You know, plant salmon sliders showing up on your friend's plate. Try not to laugh at them. All right. Don't make fun of them. They have feelings. They're very emotional people. Okay. Now, meanwhile, over in Portland, and of course it's Portland, the left coast, Wild Type, which is a company, has gotten FDA approval. Now think about that. You had to get FDA approval for this food, for their cell-cultivated salmon. That means they grow salmon from actual fish cells in a lab. And yes, it's being served in restaurants now. So congratulations, science. We've officially made seafood even weird. And then last but not least, and I really honestly cannot make this up if I tried. I was shocked too when I read about it. It's the return of what's called the Kraken. It's a Vienna-based company called Revo Foods, and they've relaunched its octopus alternative made from mycoprotein. Now, what is mycoprotein, you ask? I didn't know either, so I looked it up. That way you didn't have to. It's a high-protein food made from fungus. No crap, fungus. A fungus specifically called Fusarium venenatum. I hope I got that word right. But anyways, either way, it's a fungus, okay? So, yeah, if you miss the taste of octopus, you can now eat fungus shaped like a tentacle. To each their own. Now, look, unlike the left, who loves to force their beliefs on you, I'm not trying to do that. Whether it's unproven beliefs or rush vaccines or banning gas stoves, I actually believe in freedom and good old capitalism, okay? So, if you want to eat seaweed burgers and octopus mushrooms, go right ahead. Knock yourself out, honestly. Just don't, please, for the sake of the kids, don't force them to school lunch. Don't tell me I'm like killing the planet because I like an actual real ribeye. I know cows farts and supposedly it causes the earth to warm up, but don't try to shame me at the next barbecue for not eating something that tastes like algae or seaweed or something like that. And if we got that deal, we're pretty cool, man. Let's each their own. But as for me, I'm Tater. I'm sticking to good old steak and chicken. Good old steak and chicken. Meat and potatoes for Tater. And that, Taterheads, has been today's Tater Thought. Catch you next time, Taterheads. Stay grounded and stay grilling.
We're watching Tater Thoughts, the no BS take on current events.